In this exercise, this is located on page Excel 100, and it's the Independent Challenge 1. I have the file open, and we're going to save it as, so I'm going to click on File, Save As. I'm going to browse, and I'm just going to go ahead and save it to my desktop, and I'm going to call this EX-4 Chicago Arts Alliance. And you can see the title bar changed. Now the first thing you want to do before you create your charts is plan them out. What type of charts do you want to use that's going to illustrate the information that you want to convey? So the first item is to create a clustered column chart for the data. So before you do anything, you need to highlight your data. Then we're going to go to Insert. And here are your charts group with the various charts. I'm going to drop down the arrow so I can see more. And the first example, letter C, says create a clustered column chart for the data. So this is a clustered column. I'm going to click on OK. And here's the first chart to create. Now you want to enhance this to make it easy to understand, it's visually attractive, and so forth. So the first thing I want to do is change the title. And the title, I'm going to click right here where it says Chart Title, and I'm going to make that Chicago Arts Alliance Events. All right, and here's your legend. This represents the quantity, how many plays or dances were held each year, and you can see the category. So year 1 is blue, so in year 1 there were 5 plays. Red represents year 2. Year 3 is green, it looks like there were 3, and year 4 looks like 3 as well. Alright, so now what I want to do is change the layout of this particular chart because they want the legend on the right. And even though I can see the numbers and I know what they represent, somebody else looking at this chart may not know what that data represents. So to change this layout, I'm going to come over here to the quick layout, and you can see the different options. And I think I like this layout for the chart. The legend is over on the right, but it also gives you an area to put a title for both axes. This would be the vertical axis. This is the horizontal axis. So for this one, this is the type of events. And over here for the vertical, this one is going to be number of events or quantity. And so now you've created your first chart. Now it did ask that you change the color of at least one of the bars. So to do that, you select one. If I click on one bar, you can see how it's highlighted, all of them at once, or if I click again, it'll take it off and only do one. So I'm going to change the color of that blue. I'm going to click on my little paint can, click on Fill. I want a solid fill, and instead of a blue, I'm going to change it to yellow. Okay, so that's how you change a color in one of the bars. Now you're supposed to create 2 additional charts using the same data, but they want one of the charts to be a pie chart. So pie charts you usually use for totals to display the totals of something. Well, there's not a total here, so what I'm going to do is highlight the data. And I'm going to highlight the one column to get the titles. Now I'm going to hold down my Control key. And then I'm going to select the year 4. You use your Control key to select columns or data that's not adjacent, meaning it's not side by side. So after that date is highlighted, I'm going to click on Insert. I'm going to go back to the drop-down arrow, and this time I'm going to click on Charts, or the pie charts. If you go to All Charts, you can see all of the types of charts that are visible. I want a pie chart, and then I want a three-dimensional pie chart, 3D, and I'm going to say OK. Well, it looks like it put it over top of the other chart, so I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller, and then I'm just going to move it off to the side. And now I'm going to modify this chart. And once again, I'm going to add a chart title. And since I selected the fourth year, fourth column, I'm going to define that in this particular chart. And now I want to add some data labels, because right now this is just a pie chart. It doesn't tell you anything. I mean, yes, I know plays are blue, the talent show was this teal, but what does it really tell you? So I'm going to right-click and add a data label. All right, so all data labels have been added. Now, I want to pull out a piece of pie to make it stand out. So to click on a piece of pie, make sure you see the bullet points around this one. I'm going to pull out the red piece of pie, but all of them are selected. So I'm going to click again, and now just the red here for the dance is selected. I'm going to pull that piece out a little bit. I want it to stand out so people can see this and say, okay, that's the largest piece of pie that had the most events for the year in year 4. All right, so that's your pie chart. Now they want you to create one more type of chart, and it really doesn't matter which chart now. I'm going to go back to select all of the data, go back to Insert. I'm going to click on Charts. I want to see all charts, and let's take a look at them. Here is a line chart, and this gives you a visual of a preview of what that chart would look like. Here is an area chart. This would be a stock radar. That looks pretty interesting. A histogram, sunburst, waterfall, and I'm just going to go ahead and select an area chart. And just select one and say OK. And once again, I'm going to reduce the size a little bit, use the resize handles to make it a little smaller. Okay, and then I'm going to pull it across just so I can make it a little bigger to see. All right, so now once again, I'm going to change the chart title. Change the title to Chicago Arts Alliance Events. I'm going to go back to the quick layout, and I'm going to change the layout. I think I like this one to put the legend on the right side. And once again, it adds the 2 access titles. The bottom represents the types of events. The vertical axis represents the number of events. And that's how you create your charts for this particular assignment. Save your file and upload to Blackboard. Thank you.